We have the Chicago Bears taking on the Carolina Panthers in Chicago. This is your Week 5, 2024 prediction and preview video. Hit subscribe if you're new. Also hit the like button. Let's start off with the home team, the Chicago Bears. It has been a very up and down season for Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears up to this point. But last week was a very good win. They finally were able to run the football. This has been a struggle with this team for this entire season up to this point. Offensive line, pass protection, and run blocking. But last week, Shane Waldron ran the football 16 times with DeAndre Swift, 93 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. You're going against the Carolina Panthers defense. No Derek Brown, no Shaq Thompson. And they are also missing DJ as well. They have a lot of injuries on that side of the ball, especially in the interior. Run the football against them. They gave up a lot of rushing yards to the Los Angeles Chargers. They gave up some big plays to Alvin Kamara in week 1 as well. You want to play time of possession in this game against the Carolina Panthers. Use those injuries against this team and work off of play action as well. When I look at Caleb Williams last week, he was not spectacular, but he was efficient. 17 of 23, 157 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions. He did get sacked 3 times. This is the thing with the Bears and Caleb Williams as well. Not every game has to be over 250 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Sometimes you go out there, you let your defense do the heavy lifting, you hand the football off, you take your check down. That's what they should do in this game, because the secondary with the Carolina Panthers, they have some good players. They have Xavier Woods. They also have J.C. Horn as well. You do not want to get into a situation to where you have to revert back to what you were doing over the last few weeks before last week against the Rams. Run the football, establish the line of scrimmage, and then work off of play action. If the big play is not there, that's fine. Play through the defense, because right now, that is the most dominant side of the ball for the Chicago Bears. Get guys like Rome Odunze involved. Get guys like Cole Kmet involved as well. But at the end of the day, and the same with DJ Moore. He had 22 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown last week. But at the end of the day, run the offense through DeAndre Swift. If you cannot get the rushing game going, that's okay. He had 7 catches for 72 receiving yards last week. Use him and use the backup in Johnson as well. Just take the load off of Caleb Williams. But it starts up front with the Chicago Bears offensive line. I will give a lot of credit to the offensive line last week, but they had to be consistent moving forward. And also, look at Cole Kmet in the red zone as well. When I look at the defense for the Chicago Bears, it's been one of the best defenses in the NFL all season long. They have been good in every single game, even dating back to last season when they made the trade to get Montez Sweat. Matt Eberflus is a very questionable head coach, but as a defensive mind, he's one of the best in the game. Go out there and put a lot of pressure on Andy Dalton. The Carolina Panthers offensive line is very good. From tackle to tackle, they have performed very well. Don't let week 1 and week 2 fool you when Bryce Young was getting sacked. He was holding on to the football for too long, and he was rushing himself into sacks. You're going against Andy Dalton. Do not think this man is some type of scrub, because he can go out there and he can put up points on the Chicago Bears. But the thing is, this is going to be difficult because you have Jalen Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson as well. Tyreek Stevenson has given up some big plays, but on the flip side, he's been one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL this season. We know what Jalen Johnson is. He is one of the best cover cornerbacks in the NFL as well. But it's going to come down to the pass rush. Montez Sweat has 2 sacks on the season. The same with Darrell Taylor. They need to put pressure on Andy Dalton, because if you cannot knock him off his spot, he's going to find openings against this defense, even if it is man-to-man coverage. Because even without Adam Thielen, he can put up some big-time numbers with the pieces they have with Xavier Legette and also Deontay Johnson as well. And be on lookout for Chuba Hubbard coming out the backfield. Stop the run and put a lot of pressure on Andy Dalton, and you should be in a very good situation. This should be a game that is tailor-made for Montez Sweat, Tremaine Edmonds, and TJ Edwards as well. But I like the Chicago Bears in this matchup. Now let's talk about the Carolina Panthers. They had a very euphoric win against the Las Vegas Raiders a couple weeks ago, but they did come back down to earth last week against the Carolina Panthers. They lost the game 34-24. Positive side is this: they fought to the very end. And that's what I'm saying in this game. You come out guns blazing. You have nothing to lose. They only have 1 win on the season. And this is the thing with Andy Dalton. They believe in Andy because he's the veteran quarterback. I'm not saying he's the long-term option, but he's putting the football where it needs to be. We've seen Deontay Johnson go out there and have big games, and the same with Xavier Legette as well. They are missing Adam Thielen, and they're going to miss him for the next couple weeks. He missed last game. He's still dealing with a hamstring injury. That's what I'm looking for in this game. Who's going to be the third receiving option? Because last week, all you really had was Deontay Johnson and Xavier Legette. Jonathan Mingo did have 3 catches for 24 receiving yards. He has to be better in that department. And Chuba Hubbard has 17 receiving yards, but that's not his game. He's an in-between-the-tackles type of running back. He had yet over 100 yards in last week's game as well, just like how he had against the Las Vegas Raiders. 104 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Run the football against the Chicago Bears. It's going to be tough, but use more motion, use more screens as well. I have a lot of confidence that Dave Canales can run the offense that he wants to run against the Chicago Bears, similar to what he has done in the past with Baker Mayfield. Expect a lot of screens and expect for them to try to stretch the field as well. It's going to be tough, because the Chicago Bears, they're tough on every single level, in the secondary, to the linebackers, and also to their front four in terms of pass rushing. But the thing is, like I mentioned before, the Panthers offensive line, they're one of the better lines in the NFL. You can run the football behind them, and they have to get protection for Andy Dalton. Just get the football out to Deontay Johnson and Xavier Legette, and you should be fine. I would also like to see Miles Sanders be used more as well. He only had 6 carries last week. I know in the past he hasn't been the best running back, but just try to run the football and take pressure off of Andy Dalton. He was 25 of 40 last week, 220 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. The 1 interception, his arm got hit. That wasn't on him. He played a clean football game. He should not have over 40 pass attempts in this game. Do not let the game get away from you. I think the offense can go out there and they can handle their part of the deal. As far as the defense, like I mentioned before, they're dealing with so many injuries. And it was so many plays that they gave up last week to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, especially one play that went for 60+ yards because they could not tackle. You have to go out there and make tackles in space. You're going against a team that has Rome Odunze and DJ Moore. Funny enough, DJ Moore was drafted by the Carolina Panthers. They traded him to the Chicago Bears to move up to get Bryce Young. So it's a bit of a revenge game here. And DJ Moore wanted to stay with the Carolina Panthers. So defensively, it's going to come down to Coach E. Can he figure things out on the defensive end? Like I said, man, they're decimated. You don't have Derek Brown. Shaq Thompson just tore his Achilles. Josie Jewell is questionable for this game. They need to get some pass rush from someone. They're still waiting for DJ to come back. Hopefully, Jadeveon Clowney can go back there and sack the quarterback or put pressure on the quarterback. He was able to walk away with a sack against the Las Vegas Raiders, but they have to get some pressure up front, because if they can't, it's going to be a very long day going against Caleb Williams. And run some disguised coverage in the secondary with the players that you have. Xavier Woods was the best player last week on the defensive side. You also have J.C. Horn as well, who is one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. Expect for him to be matched up with a guy like DJ Moore the entire game. They're former teammates. They went against each other in practice. They know each other's tendencies. That's going to be a very fun matchup to watch. Also be on lookout for Mike Jackson as well to see if he can hold up his part of the deal on the opposite side. He does have an interception on the season. We'll see if he can come away with some turnovers. But the key to victory for the Carolina Panthers, take care of the football. Keep Andy Dalton upright, run the football. But the main thing is this: don't let the game get out of hand early on. That's what happened last week against the Cincinnati Bengals. You let them get out to a huge lead, and next thing you know, now you're trying to throw yourself back into the game. That is what the Chicago Bears want. With that being said, I do feel like the Chicago Bears, they have too many weapons on the defensive side. I do see the Carolina Panthers going out there and scoring 20 points, but I don't see them winning this game. I have the Chicago Bears winning this game 24-21. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you have winning this game? The Carolina Panthers or the Chicago Bears? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. God bless. Peace.